have your podcast, you have guests that are ready to come on, and you're probably thinking, how am I going to do all the work for these guests, these episodes? I'm going to help you right now. So take a deep breath. The first thing that I do when I schedule guests is usually, if I can, I want to schedule more in a day if I can. So if I have 10 guests, I want to see if some days I can schedule 2 kind of back to back. And the reason why I say that is I like to be in the groove, and I like to know that, hey, if I do 2 today, I may have the next week off or the next day off. Now, you could do it a lot of other ways, which I'll give you right now. If you don't want to go back to back in the same day, maybe go back to back 2 days in a row and take some days off. It's all going to depend on how long your show is and what your schedule is in your regular daily living. I would do this if I did it all over again. If I had 30 guests, I honestly would do this. I would do Monday through Friday. I would take Saturday and Sunday off. And in doing so, I know I have off days. My podcasts are probably not going to be longer than an hour, so it's manageable. And I would save the editing and all of that stuff for later. Now, hear me out. If you're not going to hire out someone to do your editing for you, what you can do to make it simple is literally just cut out the front part and the back part, and you can post it just like that. The cool thing with having a good amount of guests schedule is you can actually upload them. Say you're doing once a week. If you have 30 guests, that's 30 weeks. You can do those, upload them, and then take time away if you need to, or you can see what your next strategy might be. But I'm going to say, if you can, try to batch when you can. It'll make life a lot easier. Now, with scheduling your guests, I would say do this. You're going to have guests that call out at the last minute. That's perfectly fine. What you can do is use that 30 minutes or that hour to edit or to do an episode by yourself. It's totally up to you, but I'm always going to say, if you can, batch. Now, a couple months ago, I did this when I had guests after guests. And by the second week, I knew I was going to have a break. So I was able to be cool with that. The week that I had the break is the week I spent the time doing the editing and scheduling out. And I knew, hey, once this is over, I get a little break from this and I can kind of see what do I want to do? How do I want to strategize? So set up a calendar if you don't have one, so that you can have people on your schedule to stop that back and forth. Make sure you can remind them the day of the podcast, because they're going to actually forget sometimes because people have things going on. And if you can, and when you can, try to batch. It will save you a lot of headache, a lot of time. I would not suggest doing 30 days in a row unless they're very, very short. I always try to say take some days off or a day off so you don't get burnt out and you don't feel that you're married to the podcast. Any questions, feel free to hit me up, but that's my way of doing it. Feel free to steal it, or feel free to create a system that works exactly for you. I would love to hear what your system is as well. Take care.